Hello everyone, this is another episode of 사전미팅. I guess as you might notice, my voice has been changed due to the sickness. So I caught a cold, and I had headaches. I mean, it's gotten better a lot, but still. And I got fever. My voice is gone, my throat hurts, throat sore. And then the whole, enchilada for catching a cold. So the last narc, the guitar doodling. I wouldn't call it a shredding. Guitar doodling on every Friday. I asked some of my co-workers. I wasn't planning on calling their names out, but I gotta just say it. They, Mr. Dogs and Mr. Rabbits were very disappointing, as I expected, and they were bashing me for being a sick boy. But I gotta tell them, I gotta tell you, they are my co-workers, and at the same time, I hate them all. And well, everybody's gotta do their best, right? Anyway, I'm getting better, hopefully. So today's word, I got a request to deal with a certain word, and that is the thing that you never actually meet. Can you guess it? Well, it's future. It's kind of funny thing. Like in my point of view, future is something that you can never actually meet. You can never actually live in or grab, or own. So, for example, let's think about it this way. For example, I got 3 books here. Okay. Karl Marx, Immanuel Kant. Oh, another philosopher. H.P. Lovecraft. Anyway, so let's say this is the past. This is present, and the color out of space. Yes, this should be future. Say this is past, and this one's present, and this is future. Let's just say that. We always live in the present. We are here. You are here. I'm here. And what we did, what we experienced, what we, lived in, become the past. So this goes to the past. And since the time is a linear thing, at least in our lives, so this thing, once we call it future, comes to present. Now we live in an year. Now the thing is, the concept of the future, unlike past, there's a slight difference here. This can be only future. This can only be future, not because it's in the future, in the time that never come yet, never become the present yet. This is only future because, not because it exists as a future itself, but because the existence of present. Because of this, we know, it's not actually known, we define this yet to come time as future. So it doesn't exist without this. This is nothing. Well, this is actually a very great, amazing book, but anyway, this is nothing. It's not future. It can only be future with this. And this present is basically a cocktail. You know what I mean? If you have a single shot of whiskey, then that's a fucking whiskey, man. It's simple. But present is, current time, present, can never be that simple. It's basically, there's only portion difference. It can only be a cocktail. You know what? Cocktails of memories, which is past, and hopes, dreams, expectations, whatever you call it, your imagination or wishes, whatever you say. There's something that doesn't belong right here, right now. So, our present is always a mixture, like I said, cocktail of these two. So basically, this does not exist alone. Basically, this concept, the concept of present, is basically this amount of past and this amount of expectation, or vice versa. Maybe you have this amount of past and this amount of future. Everybody's present has different portion, different ratio of the past and future, of what you had and what you want to have. That's the concept of present. The most important thing of the present is basically calculation to define the ratio and effect of these two ingredients. That defines how you calculate it, how you mix it, and most importantly, the attitude of bartender, you, how to mix these things, or rely on certain ingredients more, or this more. That defines your cocktail, present. It's kind of interesting. So this one, future, doesn't exist at all. It only exists as a concept. It only exists in our imagination. It's not a thing. You never had future. If you have, then it becomes past. So there's no future. So today's word is future. And people usually ask, the easiest question or quickest question, the most familiar question you will probably think about, come up with the concept or word future is future bright or dark, blah, blah, blah. Well, as you can guess, it depends on what's future you're asking about, right? And I think let's just say humanity's future, I don't think it's bright, because humans cannot make future better than their past. And there's a reason for that. I have my own reasons to believe so. It's because if you want your future to be bright, one of the index or one of the marks, those things that might give you the idea that the future might be bright is the questions, specifically qualities of questions. What kind of questions do you have, or what is the question of today, this era or something, like what people want to know or ask most often. Mostly, well, what question is treated as most important question of the world today, something like that. The quality of mankind's questioning, question. That's good index. That's a good sign what kind of future is there, or we're gonna face as a present in the end, as time goes by. And then when I'm thinking about that, maybe some of you would take this as too much of a oversimplification or generalization or whatever. But I gotta tell you that mankind's question is really became really boring, mediocre, and most importantly, it's too less. It became less intelligent questions. You know what I mean? It's too less metaphysical, or what should I say? How should I say this? It became too superficial, and at the same time it's so elementary, It's not even some of the questions you see every day in your daily life. Those were not even qualified as questions back in Greek times. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. The reason why I told you that it's all about the question, what kind of question we are asking, is directly linked to the future we're all gonna face. The reason why is because the question itself defines what we are concerned most. If you want to know something, it defines you, what you want to be, or what you want to have, something like that. And your desire, your curiosity, your question defines you. You are your question, basically. So when I have a conversation with someone, anybody, men, women, young, old, whatever, dogs, cats, I'm always interested in what kind of question they have. What makes them ask? That's important, because that's the answer, what they're made of or who they are. The question itself is, So, again, humanity's future, fucking dark as hell. way darker than a photographer's dark room, or way darker than toilet without a bulb, light bulb. You know, it's just ridiculous. Probably, I think one of the most, say, famous questions we ask these days, let's just say like we have a top 10 list, you know, of the most asked question kind of thing, you know, then probably in that top 10 I can probably guess like 3 now. One is, what's a good restaurant or something, like what to eat or something, you know. That's probably one that makes the top 10 list. The other thing is like how to become rich, how to become richer, how to become rich faster, something like that. That will be, I mean, they will probably in the top 10 list too. I don't know, probably like the other questions might be, you know, like what's the best place to see in Seoul, Korea, or what kind of tour is the best place to go, sightseeing, blah blah blah. And you know, let me tell you something, that's not important. You see, what you eat, the money you own, or I mean the stuff you own, where to go, like travel, tour, the fuck, what doesn't stay in your soul, in your heart, what doesn't stay wherever you are, whatever you eat, what doesn't stay is not important to you at all. It's a fucking bullshit. And I'll tell you, I've been telling this for like fucking decades. People, listen. Bullshit is every fucking where. You should remember this. You know what? Write it down on your wall. Bullshit is everywhere. Okay? You guys are surrounded by bullshit. The world, let me tell you, like human culture, like 96% of every genre, every media, everything they're talking about is fucking bullshit. There, I said it. Period. Fucking bullshit. Food, sports, music, movie, whatever you say, man, that's a fucking bullshit. Full of shit. Bullshit. And that's why we have too many bullshit people, you know, saying bullshit, doing bullshit, speaking bullshit, you know, giving the opinions like a fucking full of bullshit, you know. That's the reason. You know, they weren't born as a bad guy from the start, maybe, you know, but it is so easy to become a full of shit because we are all surrounded by bullshit. So you have to hang on there. Stay put, you know, root on the ground, and you have to protect yourself from other bullshits, like waves of bullshit, waves and waves of bullshit. Protect yourself at all times, okay? Yeah. The bullshit is like a typhoon and endless tide. So keep your mind clear, always, and never lose the feeling of what it is like to being and keep being yourself, okay? Again, write it down on the wall. Bullshit is everywhere. But today's word is not a bullshit, it's a future actually. And it starts from here. let me say, future. Okay. Okay, first, that is to be or will be hereafter. Beautiful. The person or thing that is expected to be. Okay. 1374, sugar, troilus, future time, the time, future without e, and time with I instead of I, y. So future time, I was in the snare, good, not sin. Okay, have no idea what that means. It's too old English. I can't read this one. There's no likelihood of future salvation. Nope. 1725. What's logic? We attain the greatest assurance of things past and future by divine faith. That can be possible. Yes, we can attain the greatest assurance of things past and future by divine faith. And, well, this is also why faith is a very dangerous thing. Okay, 1816, Greenleaf. Like everything future, all speculations on this subject must be in a measure uncertain. Yep. Logical. 1860, Tyndall, to help future observers to place this point beyond doubt. Okay. And lots metaphors. Okay. If to one and the same consciousness that is to become present, which was previously future to it. Like I said, remember the 3-book thing? No. Okay, definition B here. In certain contexts used especially with reference to the condition of the soul after death. Really? A future state life. Existence after death, especially as an object of belief. Okay. 1733, Pope. It is partly upon this ignorance of future events, and partly upon the hope of a future state, that all his happiness in the present depends. Okay. Wallace and Dunford, 1799. Supposing an infidel who believes a God but does not believe a future state be examined on his oath. Gilmore, 1883. The theory of a man's future state, depending simply on the preponderance of his good or bad actions. Well, I think it's right, and I hope it's right. I hope it's legend. Okay. Shakespeare, 1607. 3 talents on the present, in future all. Okay. Well then, it early cast him out of all favor from the king in future. Okay. Now let's move on. Here too. Of or pertaining to time to come, especially in grammar of a tense. Okay. Relating to time to come, describing an event yet to happen. of course. And let me see here. 1633, Earl. Man is a future creature. The eye of his soul looks beyond this life. Wow. Man, what kind of man is that? Kind of want to be that kind of man though, you know? Okay, first, nope. Murray, 1824. The first future tense, the second future. Okay, third, loosely used for subsequent to specify the past epoch. 1600. Since those times by future times were changed. Oh, since those times by future times were changed. Okay. Okay. 1664. Prognostics made good by future event of experiments. All right. 1858. Sargant. This rhapsody will not be intelligible to those unacquainted with Saint-Simon's future history. Okay. Now, B. Future events. Okay. 1374. Another Chaucer. It proceedeth through. Okay. 1374. I won't read it. Can't read it though. 1654. Whitlock. Providence against all sorts of futures that fall under our care. Okay. Now the future. A time to come, future time. For the future, in all future time. Okay. 1601, Shakespeare, all's well, that what in time proceeds may token to the future our past deeds. Okay. No. 1822, Hazlitt. The future is like a dead wall or a thick mist hiding all objects from our view. You agree? Well, yeah. If someone asked me to define the future, I think it's the ground where expectations grow. That's my definition of future. Okay. 3. A condition in time to come different from the present. Okay. 1852, Rogers. Every little present has its little future for which we live. Beautiful. 1879, Arnold. Making all futures fruits of all the past. Okay. B. The prospective condition. A person, of a person or country or etc. 1858, Lytton. My sacrifice to Jasper's future might not have been in vain. I hope not. Nope. Its future is a future which is likely to add fresh luster to the newspaper press. Future tense grammatically. Okay. It affords, 1881. It affords the necessary authority to supply the opponent's futures to a group of verbs of which, by a singular fatality, no future form has been preserved. Okay, 5. One who is affianced in marriage, once betrothed. What? 1827, Lord Charles took his pretty future to... Oh my God. Lord Charles took his pretty future to church this morning to receive the sacrament. Okay. Really? This is funny. I mean, the other definition of future is a kind of a commercial things, like it means goods, especially corn, cotton, cotton and other produce. It's funny, goods and stocks sold on an arrangement for future delivery. Ah, interesting. That is also called future. So, also, let me read. Also, contracts to sell or buy on these terms, as in future system. Okay. So, Daily News, 1880, November. Here's the funny thing. American futures are in better demand. American futures. It's not the future of America or future of Americans. It's American futures. It's a probably corn or cotton, that will be bought probably by British, I guess, in the future. I guess. 1883, amongst the new developments of the cotton trade, the buying of futures may be looked upon as the moment prominent. Interesting. So, new developments of cotton trade, the buying of futures, plural. That means, I guess it's cotton, cotton trades, I guess. Okay, now. Okay, another Daily News. Nope. 1897. Western Gazettes, I guess. The future system has created in New York an enormous market. Okay. The other future. This is the last definition. Examples of word future here. To make future, put off to future day. So this means 1642. And who knows but that therefore God hath futured other hopes and frustrated other means, to the intent that he might honor this ordinance? Okay, that was a question, so. So they truthful and by futuring fool away their own salvation. Oh, and by futuring. Okay, is it like a hoping or something? Okay, trifling with Christ and their souls featuring their repentance. I don't know. So they are shut out with foolish virgins for their lingering and futuring. Okay. Lingering and futuring. All right, this has been a future. Ask yourselves if your future is bright, or where you live, the place you live, or the country you live, is the future of that is bright or dark. But before that, I don't think that is an important question, I don't think it's important at all. Before you ask or question what would be your future, or what would be your country's future, or anything, before that, ask something more valuable, worth more to ask, because here's the thing. If you ask something, that question, it was born as a question, question mark. It was born as a question in your mind. But if you keep asking it, it becomes what you pursue, like sometimes it becomes your goal. it becomes something you seeking, you know, what you are seeking becomes your lighthouse, you know. The thing is, and I mean, that's the logic and that's the process how your question not only just gives you answers, but those questions give you the quest to you, and those whole process and that time carves you, molds you, and shape you, and it defines you, and it makes you, it completes you. So it's always depends on what kind of question you ask. That defines you, you know. And the questions, again, people ask today should be thrown to the flame of fire. You know, I firmly believe fire, you know, they always ask easiest, you know, always ask something that something to be answered too easily, or they want to find easy answers. Those small, short, thin, narrow questions makes that kind of people. Small, thin, narrow people. And that's why I think the whole humanity's future can never be bright. Because they are not bright. They don't ask bright questions. So they're seeking for a dark answers. And that's why we are fucked. Oh my god, this is okay. I just chose the next word, the word of the future 사전미팅. It will be fuck. I'm already excited. Have a nice day.